Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipes. These are desserts. I'm still working my way through the cakes. Today's cake is called Hershey's Disappearing Cake. It's a chocolate cake. That shouldn't be too surprising since it's from Hershey's. And the name kind of implies that it's so yummy it disappears in a flash. This looks pretty straightforward. It doesn't require any special equipment or special ingredients. However, I'm also going to be making cooked frosting for the very first time in my whole life. This one is made with a double boiler. In fact, the name of it is double boiler frosting. This is kind of intimidating to me. I will soldier forth. I'll try to do my best, follow the directions, and hopefully I'll be successful in my efforts. Wish me luck. Let's get to work. This is going to go in two 9-inch round cake pans that are prepared. It says it's flour and grease and flour them. I use pan spray, so I think we're good today. I'm going to go kind of old school today. This is a fourth of a cup of butter, and this is a half a cup of shortening. And we've got our 2 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to mix this with the hand mixer. I guess I should turn this down so you get wet. I'll give it just a little bit of a beat, and in they go. We're going to go back to our mixer. Okay, that looks good. Those are my wet ingredients. I'm going to set those aside. Now bring in my dry ingredients. This is 1 3/4 cups unsifted flour, and we're going to add to that. We're going to add 3/4 of a cup of Hershey's cocoa powder. Just a little stir to kind of combine them. That looks pretty good. Then we're going to add 3/4 cup of baking powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and then an 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Stir those together. So we're going to bring our wet ingredients in, and we're going to kind of take turns adding flour, our dry ingredients, and some milk. So I'm going to go back to my mixer, start low, and add a little bit of the milk. And more of the cocoa powder and the flour. A little more milk. And then some more of our dry ingredients. It's definitely getting thicker. The beater's having to work harder. A little more milk in there. And more flour. And more milk. Yeah, I think I'm going to add the last of the dry ingredients. And I'll add the rest of the milk. I'm going to take a second and I'm going to get my spatula in here and I'm going to stir this down. Finish this up. Okay, that looks nice and smooth. We're going to bring in our cake pans and we're going to divide the batter up as evenly as possible. It's a nice smooth batter. Looks very chocolatey, very nice dark brown. And I'll smooth this out. That's pretty good. So I'm going to drop them a few times. Get some of the biggest bubbles out of there. These are going into a 350-degree oven. They're going to bake for 30 to 35 minutes. They'll need to cool before they can be frosted. So we will be back later. Well, I'm over at the stove now. I'm going to be making my cooked frosting. I'm going to turn this down so you get to watch what I'm doing. We get to learn this together. This is my first time ever doing this. The recipe says to place all ingredients except vanilla into the top part of a double boiler. Okay, so I guess I'm supposed to start this off heat. Let's put this right here. There, that'll work. All right, so we've got 2 egg whites unbeaten. After the 2 eggs, we are adding 1.5 cups of sugar and 1/3 cup of cold water. And this recipe has given me a choice between using 1 tablespoon of light corn syrup or 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. I'm going to go with the cream of tartar. That's what this is. And now we're supposed to beat with a rotary beater until thoroughly mixed. I can do that. It says then to Place over double boiler, over boiling water. We were at boiling. That took right at 5 minutes for the water to come to a boil. I'll keep an eye on how long this takes to do this. That's been 7 minutes. I think it looks nice thick. Take it off heat. And I'm going to use my mixer just for another moment. And we're going to put in the vanilla. Again, this is my Mexican vanilla, so it doesn't have any color to it. Mix it up so it gets distributed all through. It says beat until thick enough to spread. So I guess I'm supposed to keep beating for a while. I think we're going to call that good. It's definitely holding its shape. That's good. It's quite warm, obviously. I'm going to let it cool down for a while before I begin frosting my cake. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on pause, and we'll be back in a bit. I'm over here at my counter, and I have assembled everything I'm going to need to put the cake together. The frosting has cooled. It's been about half an hour, so it's still a little warm on the bottom, but otherwise it's pretty much cooled. I have my cake taker here. I'm going to need that here in a moment. I have to confess, I actually baked this cake over 2 days. I made the cake yesterday. The frosting I just did. When I was taking the cakes out of their pans, they both broke. So they have been downstairs in my fridge. They've covered in plastic, and I put them on top of wax paper. Both of them, though, broke right down the middle. That one's messed up a little bit more than the other. What I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try to go ahead and proceed anyway. I'm learning this too, so this is for both of us. We're both learning this. Take my cake taker. And this is the more damaged of the two, so we'll make that one the bottom. We're going to flip it over. And take off the plate, hopefully. Things are sticking. Okay, good. That works. And wax paper going bye-bye. Okay, that worked. Let me slide that over just a bit. Okay, so it is on the cake taker. It is centered. So we're going to start frosting this thing. Going to frost the lower layer. Very white, very fluffy frosting. I just think our moms and grandmas used to do this kind of cake all the time. My respect to them. Now the tricky part is going to be getting this layer off of this plate without making it worse. I'm going to flip it over onto my hand. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oops, got plastic in between. And set that on there. And now I'll peel away the wax paper. Okay, so I salvaged it. I have some toothpicks. So I want to keep this thing from getting any worse than it already is. Then we'll frost the rest of the way. The white is a nice bright contrast to the dark chocolate. Okay, now we'll do the sides. A little extra on top just for fluff. Make it pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll give ourselves a taste. All right, that looks pretty darn good, considering the trouble that I had with it splitting. So this is the finished product. And this is a slice of the cake. I'll turn my camera up so you get to watch me do my taste. Okay, it's better. All right, let's see how this tastes. I'm going to go with the piece with the frosting and the cake itself. I taste them together. The frosting is kind of gritty. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or if it's something I did. Let's just taste the cake. It's good. Kind of dense. It's kind of a heavy cake. Try the middle piece with less frosting and more equal amounts of cake. It is kind of sugary, the frosting. I did debate with myself as to whether or not I should buy a tub of store-bought frosting just as a backup, just in case my cooked frosting went south. Instead, I just decided I could always make a quick batch of buttercream frosting if things did fail. Next time I will make another chocolate cake and another cooked frosting. Different recipes for both. This will kind of be getting some practice at these skills. It's good for me to push myself a little bit and get out of my comfort zone a little bit now and then. That's how I grow and learn new skills, right? I will include the ingredients and the preparation for the Hershey's disappearing cake and the cooked frosting in the description below. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do love hearing from you. If you do try either of these recipes, please drop an emoji into the comments. Let me know what you think, yummy, icky, or somewhere in between. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Thank you for joining me on my journey through the desserts and through the cakes. I will see you again next time. Bye.